Hello students and viewers. Today I am going to explain you structure of plant cell. So let's begin with it. So see here we have two types of cell, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So what do you mean by prokaryotic? So pro means primitive and a karyon means nucleus. And on other hand U is nothing but true and karyon is again nucleus. So in a prokaryotic, primitive type of nucleus is present, and in eukaryotic, true nucleus is present which has its own nuclear membrane, means nucleus is enclosed in a nuclear membrane and nucleus is well developed. In case of prokaryotic, it is not that much well developed, and hence we called it as primitive type of nucleus. So we have to study in a comparative way. There are different characters that we have to learn for prokaryotic as well as eukaryotic cell. So begin with its size. So see, in case of prokaryotic cells, they are 0.5 to 3 micrometer, whereas in case of eukaryotic cells, it's 2 to 100 micrometer in its size. Then kind of cell. Second comparison is kind of cell. Let me take pen. So it's single cell and means prokaryotic they are unicellular. We can say here it is they are unicellular, where here it is multicellular. Multi means many. It's composed of many cells, hence we called it as multicellular. Then come to the next point, that is cell wall. Here it is cell wall. So see, cell wall is present in a prokaryotic cell, but it is comprised or made up of these peptidoglycan or mucopeptide. This is one kind of polysaccharide, right? So this the chemical composition of cell wall of prokaryotic cells, you have to remember it is made up of peptidoglycan or mucopeptide. In case of eukaryotic cells, see here, usually cell wall is absent. This is particularly in case of animals. Animals in eukaryotic, again we have two different parts, that is animal as well as plants, right? So in case of animal, the cell wall is absent, but in case of plants, the cell wall is present. So cell wall particularly present in whom? Plant cell as well as in a fungus, right? So here in a plant cell, it is made up of or comprises of cellulose. It is again one kind of polysaccharide. So please do remember, in case of plant as well as fungus, it is in case of fungus it is made up of chitin. Okay, chitin is the chemical component which is present in the cell wall of fungus, right? In case of plant cell, it is made up of the cellulose, and in case of prokaryotic cell, you have to remember it is made up of peptidoglycan. Then come to the next, this uh, basis of comparison, that is presence of nucleus. Now see here, just I have explained you, it is primitive type of nucleus, right? In case of prokaryotic. So here it is, see, well defined nucleus is absent, right? Hence it is primitive. Rather, which part is present? Nucleoid is present, and which is an open region containing DNA. Means here, in case of eukaryotic, what we observe, its nucleus is present and it is bounded with the nuclear membrane, right? So such membrane bound nucleus is not present in case of prokaryotic cell. It is only the circular fashion nucleoids they are present within the prokaryotic cells. See, in case of eukaryotic cells, it's well-defined nucleus. Yes, we are saying true nucleus, right? So that's why it is a well-defined nucleus is present enclosed within nuclear membrane. Means each nucleus has its nuclear membrane. Means nucleus is protected with the help of this nuclear membrane. Come to the next part, shape of DNA. Now see, in case of prokaryotic, the DNA is circular. Okay, it is in a circle fashion, circular. Then it is double-stranded DNA. In case of eukaryotic, it's a linear one, and it is again a double-stranded DNA. Now in case of, come to the next part, that is a mitochondria. Here in case of prokaryotic it's absent, and in eukaryotic cells they are present. Uh, Next it is ribosome. So ribosomes it is 70S. S is the subunit which is given to mention the subunit of ribosomes. So in case of prokaryotic, 70S type of ribosome is present. In case of eukaryotic cell, 80S type of ribosome is present. So again further 80S subunit is going to divide into a 60S. S should be a capital, and 40S. 40S is the smaller subunit, whereas 60S is a larger subunit of eukaryotic cell. Whereas this 70 is again categorized into a 50-30. So 50 is the larger subunit and 30 is the smaller subunit. So likewise, ribosome is uh, having subunits in case of pro and eukaryotics. Please do remember, right? The next organelle is Golgi apparatus. So here see Golgi apparatus in case of prokaryotic cell they are absent. In eukaryotic cells they are present. Then ER endoplasmic reticulum it is absent in a prokaryotic whereas present in a eukaryotic cells. Then mode of reproduction, next comparison. Asexual type of reproduction takes place in prokaryotic cell whereas it is most commonly sexual type of reproduction is there in case of eukaryotic cells. Yes, rest two are also there, that is asexual, sexual, but most commonly is sexual type of reproduction in case of eukaryotic cells. Then next is cell division. So now see here prokaryotic cells they used to divide by means of binary fission. So fission is nothing but what? Here single cell is going to divide into two. So that is a fission. So please do remember fission and fusion. Fusion where the two cells unite together to form one. But in case of this fission, one cell is going to divide into two. And hence the term is fission, right? So this binary fusion it takes place by means of conjugation, transformation, and transduction. So conjugation is nothing but what? The genetic material of one cell is going to transfer into the another cell. So that is nothing but conjugation process. Whereas transformation is nothing but what? This is the process by which foreign DNA is introduced into a cell. So in the transformation, we are introducing any foreign material into a host cell. So that is nothing but transformation. Whereas transduction is nothing but what? So this transduction uh, is a process of genetic recombination in bacteria in which the genes from host cell are incorporated into the genome of bacterial virus, means bacteriophage, means genes from bacterium we are going to incorporate them into a bacteriophage, and then bacteriophage are carried out to another host cell. So that is nothing but transduction process. So likewise this binary fusion is carried out in a prokaryotic cells. In case of eukaryotic cells, is cell division mostly it is of mitosis. So mitosis particularly takes place in case of vegetative cells, and in case of reproductive cells, the cells which are going to take part in a reproduction, right? So in this reproductive cells, the meiosis is takes place. Please do remember this mitosis and meiosis. So meiosis is going to occur in a reproductive cells, whereas the mitosis is going to occur in a vegetative cell, right? So these two cell division they are going to occur in a eukaryotic cells. Next comparisons here, presence of lysosome and peroxisomes. So here these two organelles they are absent in prokaryotic whereas they are present in a eukaryotic cells. Then next come to the chloroplast. Now chloroplast it's absent in prokaryotic cells, but yes there are again the exceptional cases, that is you might have heard the name of cyanobacteria, right? So cyanobacteria they are also called as what? BGA, blue green algae. The primitive name of cyanobacteria is BGA. So some of the bacteria they has the chlorophyll pigment in them, and particularly chlorophyll pigment they are present in a cytoplasm, right? And there is one a flattened sac-like structure that we called it as thylakoid, where the actual photosynthesis takes place in case of bacteria. So these bacteria is nothing but what? These are called as cyanobacteria, or they are also called as blue-green algae, where these chlorophyll pigments are present, not a chloroplast, right? So this is the BGA is exceptional case in case of these prokaryotic cells. In case of eukaryotic cells, this chloroplast, yes, it is present in plants and algae, right? In case of animals, it is absent. Please do remember, in case of animal, these chloroplasts, they are absent. Then next, transcription and translation. So transcription is nothing but what? The conversion of DNA into RNA. So that method or the process is called as what? Transcription, right? You have learned this whole process in your 12th. And translation is nothing but what? Conversion of RNA into its protein, right? So this process is called as what? Translation. Are you getting? So this, in case of prokaryotic cells, both these transcription as well as translation, they are going to occur together. Whereas in case of eukaryotic cells, please now listen very carefully. In case of this eukaryotic cell, this transcription is occur in the nucleus, right? Because DNA is present in a nucleus, right? So therefore, transcription is going to occur in a nucleus, whereas translation is going to occur in a cytosol. So whatever the mRNA is going to produce in a nucleus, that is carried from this nucleus towards the cytoplasm, and then in a cytoplasm, this translation means conversion of mRNA into protein is going to occur in a cytosol of eukaryotic cell. Then next come to the next organelles. See, now here there are various organelles. Here see, in case of prokaryotic cells, they are not a membrane bound, right? So membrane bound means what? Each organelle has its membranes, right? So here there is no any organelles which is a membrane bound. Membrane bound organelle is absent in a prokaryotic cell, whereas in case of eukaryotic cells, here it is organelles are membrane bound, right? And are specific in function. For example, mitochondria, it is a double membrane. Then chloroplast, it is also a membrane bound organelle, and each has a different function. Chloroplast, it is a photosynthetic in function, whereas mitochondria, there are many membrane bound organelle, but only these two I'm explaining right now, right? So for mitochondria, it is powerhouse of cell. So it's going to restore energy, ATP energy in it. Now next, replication. So replication means what? Formation of own genome, formation of its own replica. That is nothing but what? Replication. So here see, single origin of replication takes place, and here it is multiple origin of replication. Means that only single region where the replication starts, right? And here there are many regions, or we called it as origins, right? Many origins are present from where the replication starts. So eukaryotic cells are of multiple origins in nature. Then see number of chromosome. Next comparison, see number of chromosome. Here only one chromosome is present in case of prokaryotic cells, and that is also not a true, right? We called it as a plasmid. Hmm? So it's not a true in case of prokaryotic cell. See, in case of eukaryotic cells, here more than one chromosome is present. Okay, in case of human beings, see, there are 46 total chromosomes are present. In case of onion, it is total 16 chromosome are present. So likewise, there are many number of chromosomes they are present in a eukaryotic cells. So see the last basis of comparison, that is the example. So in case of prokaryotic cells, example are archaea and bacteria. Whereas in case of eukaryotic cells, the best examples are plants and animals. So these are the basis of comparison we have seen right now in case of prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Now let's move further to see its structure. Now here see, I have not given any name of this particular image, right? So you have to identify which particular cell is this, because right now I have explained all the characteristic features between the prokaryotic cells as well as eukaryotic cells. So please student, do remember here what you have to first means which characteristic feature you have to observe to identify which particular cell is this, right? So you have to look first into its cell wall. If cell wall is present, then you have to move towards next group, that is eukaryotic group, right? Then come to the next organelle, that is chloroplast. You have to again observe chloroplast is present or not, right? So here, yes, cell wall is present, sorry, cell wall is absent. Again, chloroplast is absent, but yes, well developed nucleus is present. So it must be of eukaryotic cell, right? So as this is eukaryotic cell and cell wall is absent and also chloroplast is absent, so it must be goes to which category? That is, it is a animal cell. Okay, it is what? Which kind of cell it is? This is a animal cell. So as I explained, what is not here in this animal cell? Cell wall is not here. You can search here. I have not given any name. Obviously it is not there, so why should give the names again, right? So cell wall is absent. Again, you are not observing any chloroplast inside it, so chloroplast is absent. So this is main distinguishing characteristics you have to focus when you are observing any a particular cell, right? So see, all this is the mitochondrion. So mitochondria is nothing but what? It is a powerhouse of cell where ATP is generated, or it is storing ATP energy, and then the ATP energy is utilized for rest of the metabolic functions of a plant cell. Then this is the outermost layer, that is a plasma membrane. So see, cell wall is not absent directly, it has the plasma membrane which act as the outermost wall, right? Then these are the microtubules, which is again these are the centrosomes. You can observe this some star shaped structure, that is the centrosomes. Then these are the microfilament which are again present within the animal cells. Lysosomes, they are helps to destroy the uh, unwanted cells from the cell. Lysosomes are also called as what? Suicidal bag, right? So whatever the unwanted material is there, that is forced towards this lysosome, or lysosome itself engulfs such extraneous material which is present within the cell, and hence it is called as suicidal bags, right? Then see, come towards the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. These are the two types of endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulums, again it has the this see this smooth one, it is helps in lipid synthesis, whereas the rough endoplasmic reticulum, as it has the ribosomes, they are helps in protein synthesis, right? Then these are the secretory vesicles which secretes again these unwanted one, and then it is removed from the cell. So with the help of secretory vesicles, this whatever the unwanted materials are there, that has been moved out. Then peroxisomes, these are the very small organelles where H2O2 is getting stored and then it is converted into its byproducts. Then this is the vacuole. Vacuole again it store the water as well as the other byproducts. Then main, this is the cytoplasm which is present within this animal cell. Then this is the Golgi apparatus. See here, Golgi apparatus. The small rounded one, it is called as Golgi vesicle, and these are the Golgi apparatus. Then come towards the next part, that is this chromatin. Whatever this long filament like structure, whatever you are observing within this nucleus, that is a chromatin fibers. Further they are going to convert into a chromosomes, right? Then inside the nucleus, this nucleolus is present, and this is the bigger one, this is a nucleus, right? So again it has, if you observe these are the smaller nuclear pores are there, okay, through which the mRNA is going to come out from this nucleus towards the cytoplasm, right? Then again I have explained this about rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is used for protein synthesis, as ribosomes are present over there, right? So therefore they are called as rough endoplasmic reticulums. Then ribosome, again ribosomes, they are going to help for protein synthesis. As I have explained you, there are 60s type of ribosome is present here, and which is has the larger and smaller subunit which holds the mRNA in between them, and which is further utilized for protein synthesis. So likewise, this is the which cell? This is the animal cell. Now, next come towards the next organelle. Again, I have not given the name, but see, as you are observing this cell wall, then you are observing this chloroplast, right? So by observing these two characteristics, yes, you are going to confirm this as this is the which cell? This is the plant cell. Again, why it is plant cell again? So again, you are observing this nucleus with nuclear membrane. Well developed nucleus is there. This belongs to eukaryotic cell, right? So here this is a plant cell which is the one of the eukaryotic cell, right? So again see, presence of peroxisome, Golgi apparatus is present. Then see here, this is the plasmodesmata, which is the interlinked connection between two cells. Means whatever the nutrients content is there, or the communication between the cell takes place through this plasmodesmata. This is the bridge between the two cells, right? Then this is the see, in case of these plants, you are going to observe this central vacuole, this very much larger, right? It's large one, and it's storing all the uh, uh, waste material, I can say, in a this vacuole. Then this is the chloroplast where the photosynthesis takes place. Then this is the cytoplasm. Dense cytoplasm is present in a plant cell, and cytoplasm again, it is the place where the photosynthesis protein synthesis takes place. Then mitochondria, again the same role as like prokaryotic cell, in animal cell. Then this is the cell membrane. It is again, cell membrane is very important to avoid the entry of foreign material into the cell. Then this is the cytoskeleton made up of microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate filaments. So cytoskeleton is also present in a plant cell which holds all these organelles in it. Then again, rough endoplasmic reticulum, which has ribosome on it, well-developed nucleus, then smooth endoplasmic reticulum, right? Then this again see small Golgi vesicles, and this is the Golgi apparatus. So likewise, all these organelles, they are present in a plant cell. Now, come to this bacterial cell, right? Now, my question is how morphologically you are going to recognize whether the particular cell is a prokaryotic cell or a eukaryotic cell. So simply by observing this characteristic, which is this? Here it is bacterial flagellum, right? So by observing this bacterial flagellum, by observing this DNA, see this DNA is what? It is a circular DNA is present in case of these bacteria. So in case of animal cells, what we are observing? We are observed their linear DNA, right? And the DNA means nucleus is well developed and it is a membrane bound. So here there is no such nucleus is present which is going to store DNA in it. Okay, there is no any membrane to the nucleus. So here DNA is open, which is open, and it is what it is present with along with other organelles of a cell, right? So by observing this circular DNA, yes, you have to confirm that the structure is of a bacterial cell. Again, see, there is no any membrane bound organelle. This is the third characteristics. You have to observe that this is a particular bacterial cell. There is no any membrane bound organelle as we observed just now in case of plant as well as animal cell. So again, this is the unicellular cell which is present, and this cell is very small. Okay, smaller in structure, right? So by observing this characteristic, you are going to confirm the particular cell is a bacterial cell, right? So see here, somewhat this pilius-like structure, pilia are present for the movement. Then Yes, they has the cytoplasm in it and very small ribosomes. So except this, you are not observing any structure in this particular bacterial cell, right? So this is the few characteristics how we are going to distinguish between the pro and eukaryotic cells. So again, I have given one more image of bacterial cell, where again you are going to observe this circular DNA. See here, this is circular DNA. This is the flagellum. This one, then again this the peleus and the this somewhat photosynthetic membrane. This in case of as I explained you about this cyanobacteria, this is also called as blue-green algae, where this structure is present. And this plasmid, okay, plasmid is also there in this few bacteria. Then cell membrane, presence of cell wall, cell membrane is also there. And this is the outermost wall, we called it as a capsule. This is not present in all type of bacteria, just I have mentioned over here. It's present in a particular bacteria only. And again here somewhat glycogen granules or lipid droplets are present in a few bacteria. So likewise, very simple structure of these bacterial cells are. Getting? So likewise, I have explained these the few basis of comparison between the pro and eukaryotic cells, as well as I have shown you the structure of these plant cell, animal cell, as well as the bacterial cell. So yes, just one more information I want to give about the bacteria and archaea. So these two examples I have placed under prokaryotic cell, right? So what is the main difference between the bacteria and archaea is, so bacteria it contains what both they has the cell wall, right? But how archaea is different from bacteria. So bacterial cell wall contain peptidoglycan, whereas archaeal cell wall is absent in peptidoglycan. So that is the first distinguishing character between the bacteria and archaea. Whereas in case of bacteria, the lipid bilayer is present in a cell membrane, whereas in case of archaea, the in many archaeas it may be a bi or mono layer of lipid is present in a cell membrane. So likewise, we are going to distinguish again the bacteria and archaea under prokaryotic cells. So likewise, I have complete this theoretical part, as well as this is a practical for you people of FYBSc student. So thank you very much for observing and listening this lecture very carefully. Thank you. Thank you very much.